All right, so I guess I'm live. This kind of pissing me off. Let me see. No, I don't have anyone viewing yet, but that's okay. Let me see this. Okay, so why is this? Okay, so it's scheduled for when? So was that what it was? That's stupid. Doesn't make sense. Okay, I guess someone is watching. Hey, what's up, Hangman? How's it going, bro? I'm tripping out, man, because like I've had this ready for like the past half hour, but it didn't show up on my YouTube screen as ready. So I don't know what I have to do. Like I don't know what's going on. Hey, nice to see you, Hangman. Nice to see you. Hey, Gooners. Nice to see you, Gooners. Good. Thank you guys for showing up. How is it? So I mean, it's all good, bro, but I'm still trying to figure this out. Like, if you notice, I'm not using Yard. What is it? StreamYard. I'm not using StreamYard because I ran out of time. Like, it gives you a limited amount of lives a month, so I already used them up. But I'm gonna put the link up here if anybody wants to jump on, and I'm gonna go ahead and pin this. All right, there we go. What's up, Katie Frizzle? Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Yeah, but I want to put something on the screen as well. So give me a second, guys. I want to Voltron 5 Lions toy commercial. Or should I do with unboxing? Yeah, let's try unboxing. All right, so let's see. I don't want to watch a video that's too long. So if you guys look today, we're gonna talk about. I think we're gonna use this commercial. I want to talk a little bit about like things that I missed or I would like to bring back from the past to now. All right, but let me go ahead because this thing has a commercial. Here we go. All right. So let me go ahead and share I'm going to share a screen with you guys. Okay, there we go. But let me go ahead and maximize this thing. All right, so there we go. I'm going to play this. So look at this, man. Who remembers Voltron?
DreamWorks Voltron. The legendary Lions of Voltron are under attack. Battle packs on and activated. Fire your weapon. Only the power of 5 can stop Zarkon.
Form Voltron! Yellow Lion engaged!
Red Lion, ready for battle!
Green Lion, go!
Combine all 5 lions and unlock new phrases.
Great work, team!
DreamWorks Voltron, Legendary Defender. Now streaming on Netflix. Legendary Lions each sold separately. Collect all 5 to create Voltron from Playmates.
So this is a new toy. This is a new toy Voltron from a new series, I guess that's on Netflix, which I haven't really watched. So let me go ahead and stop sharing that. Give me a second. Okay, stop sharing. Here we go. All right, so nice seeing you guys. What's up, Machete? What's up? Yeah, the Voltron crew, bro. Voltron was awesome. I enjoyed Voltron when I was a kid. I had a toy. I had the metallic Voltron robot, and I don't know what happened to it. Like, you know how you wish you would have just like kept and held on to certain things? Like, that's one of those things that I wish I could have held on to, like the original toys that I had. I remember having He-Man, like all of the He-Man toys. I had good guys and like the villains and the heroes. I had all of that, man. I miss that stuff. Let's see. Yeah, Katie Frizzle. Yeah, Voltron was awesome, man. Voltron was awesome. Yeah, so that's a toy. Obviously, I'm kind of reminiscing about having that Voltron toy. I remember watching the cartoons as well. Battle Cats, right? The Battle Cats, man. I wish they would make a movie on the Battle Cats, like a good movie, a good animated movie. Not just AI or anything, or computerized. I would love to see some of it hand drawn, like back in the day. No, I really that's what I wish would come back. I want to see hand drawn cartoons, hand drawn movies, like animated movies. That's why I like Ghibli or Ghibli. I don't know if you guys know of Ghibli movies. I'm gonna put the how it's spelled out on the chat so you guys can see what I'm talking about. All right, so Ghibli movies. Let me put it up on the screen. Or Ghibli, I think it's called. Is it Ghibli or Ghibli? Isaac, is it Ghibli or Ghibli? What's the correct pronunciation? Ghibli with like Ghibli? I thought it was Ghibli. I think it might be. Can you look it up and let me know? If it's Ghibli, tell me one. If it's Ghibli, tell me two. Okay. All right, so I really enjoy Ghibli movies, whatever you want to call them. Now they do add a little bit of computer now, CGI every now and then. There's certain shots that I'm sure use them, and they've admitted to it. And you can go and see how they make their movies, but you will see that like the storyboards, the creative process, it does require that they hand draw most everything. So the majority of Ghibli movies, animated movies, are hand drawn. Okay, so we're talking about things from the past, that you would like to bring into this era. Okay, you're not familiar with that? Let me put something up, bro. I recommend you watch Ghibli movies. There's a particular movie that's really like heartfelt. That's called Graveyard of the Fireflies. What's up, Ghibli? Okay. J. Okay, so Japanese is J, but it should be Ghibli. All right. Let me go ahead and put something here. Give me a second. I'm gonna put Spirited Away. This is like the first one that won an Oscar and everything. Okay, I'm gonna play it. So look, so Walt Disney had the rights to this movie for a while. Give me a second, guys. It's like a commercial here. We're gonna skip it. All right. Yeah, so you're gonna see the Ghibli fucking the Disney um logo on this, but this is really a Ghibli or Ghibli movie. You were gonna say something else? No? All right. Let me go ahead and play this.
Disney Studios.
What is it?
Come on, let's go in. I want to see what's on the other side.
Where are you going? Hey! You said
Hey,
just
what's
a
up,
quick look!
Smartphone? What's up, Master Fun?
Now let's go back!
I heard it was
Be here. Get out of
Okay.
here now!
What?
Leave before it gets dark. You've got to get across the river. Go! I'll distract them.
Mommy! Ah! I'm dreaming! Ah! Come on, wake up! I'm see-through!
Don't be afraid. I'm Master Haku.
No!
I just want to help you.
No!
In worlds seen and unseen, where spirits are transformed and sorcerers rule.
The witch Baba controls you by stealing your name. If you completely forget it, you'll never find your way home.
Your name belongs to me now.
One girl's future depends on
So I'm gonna stop right there. Give me a second, guys. So yeah, so I recommend if you have the time, that those are anime movies. I do recommend you watch them. Like now, my favorite Ghibli movie is probably it's a movie called Porco Rosso. It's a flying pig. But it's a good movie. I recommend you guys watch them. I'm not going to tell you what it's about. Like when I have time, when I'm on my off time, I enjoy watching those movies because they're animated, but there a lot of it is hand drawn. Like 75, 80% of it is hand drawn, and I wish that that artmanship would come back. Hey, what's up, Popeye? Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for being around. What's up? I've seen this. It's a classic. Yeah, it's a classic. It won an Oscar, man. So I recommend you guys watch it. Let me see. Hey, what's up, Mag? Ticas and ET Familia. Hey, nice to see you, Mags. Thank you for your support. What do you mean, nope, Ghost? What do you mean, nope? You gotta expand your horizons, man. All right, so if you want to jump on, the link is right there. We can have this conversation. Akira, oh yeah, of course, Akira. Akira is a groundbreaking movie. I watched that too. Ghost in the Shell. There's a lot of groundbreaking anime movies. Hey, what's up, Roxanne from down south? Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Hey, we got a lot of people. We got 14 people watching. Thank you guys for being in the chat. So yeah, but it could be anything from the past. It could be anything from the past. I don't know how it is now because I mean I've been away for a while, but I don't know if they still have the lunch dances like in junior high and high school. Remember that? The lunchtime dances and the after school dances. Those used to be crazy. Those used to be cool. No, like I miss that type of thing, man. Do they still have those like the lunch dances and the after school dances? Do they have those still? Let me know, man. I used to enjoy spending time with my friends at those dances. Meeting girls, talking, and I think all of that is not the same anymore. Like how we meet people. Sorry about that. That's a disrespectful bike rider. Hit that like, yeah, hit the like, please. Thank you so much. That's right. Let's see. Man, hope you're well. Yeah. Look, we called them mixers. Okay, you call them mixers? All right, well, we had to, yeah, because you kind of mingling. Okay, well, we had junior high dances, we had lunch dances, we had after school dances. We had them in junior high and in high school. I remember in the 90s, some radio stations would go to high schools to host some of those dances. You remember that when Power 106 and all of them used to go to like the high schools and host dances? That used to be some bomb shit. See, Popeye, yeah, what's up? Man, that motorcycle's going nuts. It's not your right. It's not your right. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, the Hangman Stranger. All right, nice to see you guys. So yeah, I would like to see more hand-drawn animated movies. I would like to bring that back. I think that AI, CGI, I mean, it's cool. It looks good. You can mix it in a little bit, whatever, but it's not like hand drawn. And I think, coming from someone that dibble dabbles in art, like I like to draw, I like to do that sort of thing. I think it's good. It's a good practice, like to draw out characters and to put them together and to put movies together like that, man. That to me is artwork. After school dances were lit. Yeah, remember those? Those used to be cool. That's right. New video. Let's see. That motorcycle must be a troll. Yeah, definitely, bro. Sounds like a mosquito. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Ill mannered gooners. Yeah. So I don't know if they still do after school dances or lunch dances, but those used to be cool. And I think that there should be more get togethers, more like joint events between students. I think there should be more joint events where like you have to go. You know what I mean? Like you have to show up. Like that should be like part of like their high school credentials or whatever. Like for them to get to graduate, like you have to be at more events, like social events. Social events should be made mandatory, especially since everybody is like online now. You know what I mean? I think that social events should be brought back. I really do. Let me see. Hey, what's up? Let's see, hermano. We need a draw. We need a drawn on a paño for merch. Yeah, I'm gonna start doing that, bro. I'm already like I started practicing already. I'm just trying to get back to the shading. So I've been practicing shading with my ballpoint pens. I've been practicing because once you draw on a cloth, you can't take it back. You know what I mean? So your strokes have to be good, bro. Your strokes have. Now I'm not perfect, bro. You're gonna see, like I'm straight up. I go off the top on banos, on everything. Like I get the idea, or if you have an idea, I draw it out, but then I just go off the top. I try not to use patterns. You know, I try to do it off the top. So we'll see. I'm practicing the shading, but I'm gonna start pretty soon. Let's see. The ham. I downloaded the app. Trying to get. Okay. Okay. It's Simple Mag. Okay. All right. But yeah. Anyways, hand drawn movies, hand drawn animated movies. You know, I think there should be social events. I think there should be more social events. You know, I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, yeah. So, you know, there need to be more social events. I think that people are losing the ability of talking one on one to people in real life. I think that people don't know how to have like natural conversation anymore. At least it's harder now. It makes it harder. Add me as a friend. Okay. What's up, Bill Manor? What's up, Bill Manor? Okay. Yeah, nice to see you guys. Yeah, thank you guys for showing up. Thank you guys for being here. But yeah, I think we need more, like we really need to study and train our social skills. Hey, what's up, the PD? We send ours too, man. Send it right back to you. You know, I think that the problem sometimes is that um when you do not know how to have conversations with people, you become very how can I say it? Like you may have emotional issues as well. You know, so I think that there should be more social events like back in the day. Remember going to like the ice rink, ice skating, to the roller rink, all of those things. You know, I think those things should be available again. Going to the movies, going to drive-ins. Drive-ins were cool as fuck because you can go in with all of your friends in the car. You're gonna have to put your info. Okay, Cali Big Dog. Let's see. Question, Frank, have you watched Kubo? Yeah, that's a good movie. That's a great movie. Well, that's stop motion. So yeah, I mean anything stop motion, anything that's hand drawn, I enjoy, bro. That's a good movie. Those are from the makers of Coraline. It's the same studio. Yeah, that's a good movie. I've watched it numerous times. Let's see the PD, that Popeye, Cali Big Dog. Yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah. You know, I think talking on the phone. I mean, I know that in the States they still do it a lot, but around the world people would rather send voice notes, would rather text than have actual conversations. And I think that a lot of times you can get away with a lot of bullshit if you're not actually talking to people. You know, like over the phone, like over a speaker where you're having an actual conversation. Overnights at the skating rink. Remember that? Those were cool, man. Okay. Let's see. I'm driving. Okay. Heavy Metal. Heavy Metal is a good movie too. I enjoyed that. I don't know if that's what you're talking about. Now, if you're talking about the music, yeah, I mean certain bands. Look, I like rock and I like some heavy metal, but you know, and some even some speed metal. But when we get like into death metal and all that, that it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't do shit. Like it doesn't resonate with me. Let's see what you put here. Coraline is dope. Yeah. Okay. So let me just, now that you we mentioned movies, just to interject a little bit. I am planning to have a movie. It was supposed, I was thinking tonight, but then I remembered that I think we have the collective tonight. I think there's going to be a collective tonight. So I will be doing a movie night tomorrow night, God willing. I'm gonna put a poll. I have three movies. I'm gonna put a poll, and whichever is the one that's chosen, that's the movie we're gonna watch. I'm gonna put the poll in the Discord. So yeah, we're gonna have our movie night tomorrow night, since there is no collective tomorrow night. I think there's Ladies of Exposed. When's Ladies of Exposed to? Is it tomorrow night or tonight? I'm not. I don't remember. But yeah, if it's tomorrow night after Ladies of Exposed to, or after the live, whichever comes first. Okay, so that's gonna be on Friday. We're gonna have our movie night. So, anyways, yeah, the movie was hand painted over the film. Yeah, yeah. Um, they did that with, like, Disney did that a lot. Like, if you guys look at my favorite Disney movies are like the older movies, which are there's really three that for me are like my top Disney movies: Pinocchio, um, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and Fantasia. Those to me are my top. Like, I enjoy other movies. Don't get me wrong. I have a lot of good, good. There's a lot of good Disney movies, but those are my three top movies: Pinocchio, Snow White, and Fantasia. Because you can see the art behind those. I still use my home phone to converse. Oh, see, yeah, look, a lot of people don't even have home lines anymore. Some people it's just their cell phone. That's it. Everything on their cell phone. Everything. Movie night. Hey, what's up, Feedman Tube? Nice to see you, man. Nice to see you. Thanks so much for showing up. Thanks so much for showing up. Let's see. I haven't had a landline since. Yeah, that a lot of people haven't had a dial-up since landline since dial-up. Once dial-up went away, they didn't need the landline anymore. So yeah, some people don't have landlines. What's up, the Hangman? The Hangman, yeah, he's in the house. That's right. That's right. Let's see. Yeah, really? Yeah, yeah. Some people don't have landlines. Salute to the chat. What's up, Runners Plug? Nice to see you. Happy Thursday, bro. We're talking about things that we would bring back from the past. And it could be anything, right? It could be anything. Yeah, Runners Plug. Let's see. Dumbo. I like Dumbo. Lady and the Tramp. You know what? Lady and the Tramp is cool. But and they're classics. But those three that I mentioned to me are like top artistry, bro. Snow White, Pinocchio, and Fantasia. In Fantasia, the Night of Ball Mountain is my favorite sequence. With the demon, that turns, like, the mountain turns into a demon. Man, that shit. I mean, even till this day, it blows me away, bro. Like, the artistry behind that. The Land Before Time was cool. Remember American Tail with Fievel? That was our time. See, those are the movies that I would want to see. Like, I would want to see more movies in that vein that are hand drawn, artistic, but that have a good story. I mean, some of those movies used to take like 5, 6, 7 years to complete. Let me see. I started collecting physical movies. Yeah, it's good to have physical movies, physical music as well, CDs. We have a lot of CDs, lots of CDs. All right, what's up, friend? We're chilling, man. We're talking about, things that I would like to see in this era, but and not just technology, not just media, but just concepts, like going to the park, like going to the park and learning, like playing sports with your friends out there on the street. You know what I mean? Like, I remember that's how we socialized. That's how you knew, like, you developed your character traits dealing with other kids, other people on the schoolyard, on the street. Like, you learned to either you were going to become a leader or you were going to become a follower. Like, you could see it play out in those, when you dealt with other kids, when you went out and played sports actively, or you played games out on the street. You know what I mean? So I wish that all of those social activities would come back, only because I think that people need to be real again. Like, people need to remember what the real boundaries are. Like, some people get behind these computers and they think that, I'm safe. I'm safe back here. But back then, you disrespected someone on the playground. Now, if you were the bigger one, you were probably going to kick someone's ass. But someone was always going to turn around and kick your ass. So I think that a lot of social skills have been lost in this new era of everyone just being on the internet. Fibo goes west. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's right. Hangman. Okay. Let me see. Yeah, ill mannered. I remember in the 90s there were hundreds of people in the park. Now the parks are just for decoration. Yeah, man. I mean, and just chilling, bro. You know, bumping music, having barbecues, running around, playing. And if there were couples, they would find a secluded area behind some trees. You know what I mean? I mean, there was so much. I remember because there's a park in the San Fernando Valley called Chatsworth Park. Now it's far away from where I live, but we used to go to that park because there was this long train tunnel and the train would pass by. But there was a point, like when you went into the tunnel, that you could not see the other end, and it was just pitch black. So you could hear the train coming, but you couldn't see it coming until you saw the light. So you had to like lean back against the wall of the tunnel because the tracks were right there, man. I mean, we used to do all kinds of stuff like that. And I just think that, obviously it was dangerous. And I'm not, saying put your kids, put your kids in danger so they can experience real life. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that we had so many experiences like that. You know what I mean? Like riding our bikes around town, you know? And knowing that your curfew was when the sun was coming down and the lights were turning on, you knew you had to be back. You know what I mean? Let's see. Fantasia at Disneyland. Yeah. Well, I haven't seen it at Disneyland, bro, but the original 1940s Fantasia, that's the one. Let's see. I love playing kickball. Yeah, playing kickball, bro. I remember kids used to play tetherball. I never played tetherball because I thought it was for girls. But I used to watch kids playing tetherball, and I used to, it used to be fun just watching. I missed those times. I don't even own a DVD or CD player. I've got a cassette deck. I've got a Pioneer cassette deck with the amplifier as a home stereo. And we have CDs. We play CDs. You got mail. Let's see. That's why it's important for a family to get together 1-2 times a year. Yeah, barbecues at the park, bro. And I think even more than that. I remember with my family, we used to see each other almost every weekend. Like every other weekend, we would have like a family get together. Like we would go to somebody's house and we would have food there, like bring food and just have a time. And I think that families need to do that. You need to be able to like those potluck, right? Like everybody bring a plate, everybody bring like a something that they cooked and just have potluck dinners. Like maybe every 2 weeks. I think it's Mando. I think that should be Mando. No, that should not be negotiable. If you're a family, you should have more get-togethers. Exploring abandoned buildings, man. I remember we used to do all of that. Like that. What do they call it now? The when they jump from one building to another, we used to do all that shit. But we just did it, just being stupid. Let's see. I was just talking to someone about how we ride in the bed of a pickup trucks. Yeah, remember here in El Salvador, you can ride in the back of a pickup truck. You can ride in the bed. So we have it down here still. But that used to be bomb, bro. I mean, unless it was really hot. Once it got hot, it was like, fuck. Or if it was raining hard, there was a train yard in the Springs, and my pals and I would jump on them and jump off before the train got into Pico Rivera. That was fun, right? Like putting your life on the line. But we used to do shit like that all the time. Like I think if my mom knew like all the places that I went that she has no idea of, man, she would trip out. Like we used to go far away, like hours away, like 3 hours away, just riding our bikes, bro. Early in the morning, we get up, like 6, 7 in the morning, jump on our bikes, and we would ride to the beach, and that was like 2 hours away. But we didn't care. Let's see. Yeah, that's right. The only time my family gets together now is funerals. That's kind of sad, bro. Look, here we still get together like for Christmas and New Year's. We try to get together, spend time. I got some pictures of last New Year's, last Christmas. We were with the family. It was cool. especially for the younger kids. Yeah, especially for the young, like the little cousins. You know what I mean? Because growing up with your cousins was like a whole different experience, right? Because your cousins were like your friend, but their family too. Some of them used to rat on you. Tia, mira. I remember like my cousin used to rat on me. Fucking, but we used to get along. But then when he didn't like something, look, Tia, like he would go to my mom. Look at Frank. He was older than me. Fuck. But yeah, I mean, but just having that those social skills of dealing with cousins, dealing with friends, dealing with neighbors, you know, like you pick up so much that you later use when actually meeting people. And like I said, you know your boundaries, you know how to respect others, and I think that a lot of that is lost in the sauce. The Sears building, yeah. Yeah, parkour. Yeah, we used to do parkour back in the day when it wasn't called parkour. It was just us being stupid. Yup, riding bike seeking adventures. Man, right? I mean, you know, there's that cartoon, what is it called? Adventure Time? I like Adventure Time. I like that cartoon. I thought it was good because I thought it to me, Adventure Time felt the way we used to just come up with shit when we were kids. Like, you know, we just out of the blue, you would come up with some scenario and then you would start playing and shit. Like, oh, you know what? I'm going to be the magician and you're the king and we're going to battle. All right. And then you would just create as you went along. You know, that's why a lot of people got into like Dungeons and Dragons and all those type of, you know, what is it? Those RPG games, those role playing games, because we used to play roles, right? We used to play roles like, you know, cowboys and Indians, you know, shit like that. It used to be cool. Let's see. Throwing each other into the fire hydrants. Damn, Popeye. No, I didn't do that shit, bro. Man, you guys are violent. No, but you know, I know what you're. I mean, we used to do some stupid shit, bro. All in the name of fun. All in the name of fun, you know. I remember we used to play a game called Suicide. Like we would like bounce a ball off a wall, and you had to catch it with one hand. And if you didn't catch it with one hand, you would have to run and touch the wall. But in the meantime, we'd be bombing on you, bro. Like kicking you, hitting you until you hit the wall. We used to play stupid games like that. Hey, what's up, Peaceful Sasquatch? Nice to see you, man. Peaceful, chilling, chilling. 2 times. Que pasa, Frank? Chilling, bro. Just talking, you know, talking papas about things we used to do in the past, things that I would like to see in this era. And one of the things that I said was, for example, like animated movies, but hand drawn animated movies, you know, or and there are still some studios that do that. And we're talking about like high school dances, junior high dances, or just being out there in the park, bro. Like, you know, just I those things I think are mandatory. Like getting together with family at least once every 2 weeks, or all the family brings like what they cooked and just have a potluck. Like those should be mandatory, bro. Like for the kids to learn how to coexist with other people, and that's how you learn values. That's how you learn limits. That's how you learn about respect. You learn that you're not just gonna say anything, you know, just to anyone because you might get fucking mopped up. Was stepping on rusty nails. Yeah, you know, I remember once with some friends, we were bouncing on this old fucking bed that they had thrown out in the street, and we were like jumping up and down, and a nail went through my shoe, man, from the bed. Like the frame broke. It was a wooden frame, and the nail went up, and it went through my shoe, and it got me, bro. Yeah, I remember that was no fun at all. We used to live in Hollywood back in those days. A ding dong ditching was, yeah, or TPing houses. Remember, like we used to do all of that shit. We used to do stupid shit. Let's see. Remember Hong Kong food? Yeah, cartoons. I remember the Kung Fu Theater. Does anyone remember the Kung Fu Theater? I don't know if it was on KTLA or what channel it was on, but the can you hear the tiki 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 ding ding? And it was that Kung Fu Theater was cool. Yeah, bikes, man, going out on bikes was the shit. Jusito. Let's see, Hong Kong Fu was a mild mannered janitor that could fight like Billy Jack. You can relate. All right, cool, man. Yeah. Let's see. I was out on my bike all day. Yeah, man. So was I, bro. So was I. Hey, what's up, Taco? Staying chilling, bro. Much respects to you. We're talking about old school shit that I would like to see. Like I would like to see nowadays, or things that maybe, and we're gonna talk about things that nowadays that we would have loved to have back then, right? Yeah, so we chilling, bro. Let's see. Entire neighborhoods would be outside in the summertime, getting wet outside. Water balloon fights. Yeah, bro. Remember? I mean, the kids would kind of force the parents to get along sometimes. Sometimes it was because the kids would become friends that it would force the parents to start getting along, and a lot of racist shit was avoided. Did you go buy the other Coke, son? Isaac, did you go to the store? No, you haven't gone to the store, huh? Okay. All right, yeah, man. So yeah, going out with friends, King of the Hill. Okay, I never really watched King of the Hill. I was already like out on the street too much when those came out. But I remember. I remember. What up, chat? Yeah, shout out to you, Taco. Yeah, we got peaceful. Let's see. XX Sensacion entered the line. That's right, Ty. Let's see, Roxanne from down south. We would get into it with other kids from other apartments, have rock fights. Yeah, remember that? Play cops and robbers. Yeah, when Johnny used to play cops and robbers, he used to love being the cop. Freeze tag. Yeah, knocking on people's door. Yeah, the ding dong ditch, or knocking on doors and running. Yeah, those were cool times. Saludos. Yeah, hey, saludos, Hugo. Saludos, man. Nice to see you, man. Good afternoon to you, too. Gooners, that's right. Let's see. The Hangman. I had the San Gabriel riverbed next to me growing up. We would ride bikes to the beach or to the mountains, like you said, because my parents wouldn't even know how far we traveled. Yeah, bro. And see, look, back in the day, I remember we used to have like there was always maybe of the crew, there would be like two or three of us that would have a bus pass, right? If you guys remember bus passes back in the RTD days in LA, we used to use the bus pass to get on the bus. So we used to do this thing, right? Like we would show the bus pass and then we would pretend to put the bus pass in our back pocket, but we would be passing it off to the homie. And the homie would use the same bus pass to get on. So we would get on like four or five of us, like for free, using the same bus pass. And since we were all shaved, we all looked the same on the picture, they couldn't tell us apart. Like that was one of those times in which racist tropes kind of worked in our favor. All these Latinos look alike. Hey, what's up, Roberto? Saludos. Hey, Robert, saludos. Hey, thank you for showing up, bro. Thank you for visiting my live. We're talking about things in the past, bro, that I would like to see. For example, remember junior high, high school dances. But I mean, like social events, going to the park, going cruising, having those baseball, football challenges. Man, we used to have fun times in the 90s, bro. Yeah, I remember going down the old school slides in the summertime. Yeah, hot, right? Hey, remember when McDonald's used to have the playground and it had the hamburger head, and you could climb up and be inside the hamburger, and there were little bars. Hey, those used to be bomb. The McDonald's playgrounds. We used to have fun in those, man. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, we got Rob in the house. Shout outs to Rob, man. Prayers to Rob always. Just for the kicks. That's right. Remember I miss all of that stuff. And I think that our kids, or kids in general, food cinema, kids in general would really benefit from having that, from going to McDonald's and having a playground at the McDonald's, and they could just chill and kick it and get to know people. That to me is stuff that I would love to see more of now, and that I think that we've lost. This would be a great, yeah, we could have it, definitely, definitely. Just for Kicks Theater Kung Fu, okay. I never saw it, but okay. When we were all playing games, Joker was politicking. He was politicking on the schoolyard, bro. You get a timeout, they say, over there by the monkey bars, Holmes. Oh man, let's see. We used to play in the sprinklers at the apartments. Yeah, bro. I remember like because we lived in the apartments for a while, and every apartment that we used to live at with my parents, there would always be a pool. And I remember it was the pool before they were forced to put a fence around it, because pools were just out in the open, and we used to run and dive in. Man, those were the days. We used to jump off the second story, like the second story into the pool. Man, we used to do so much stupid shit. Okay, let's see. Let's see. We had rock fights in the creek. Yeah, look, Roxanne from down south was talking about that too, man. About rock fights. Hell yeah, or mud fights, or any kind of fights. I'm referring to the game King of the Hill. It's a football game. It's first person. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. You're right. You're right. That's true. I remember that. I didn't play it though, but I know what you're talking about now. Okay. Yeah, man. Or we used to play 21. All I'm saying is we need to have more social events. We need children to be more involved socially, but with the parents there too. Like, I think parents also have to demonstrate to their children how to get along, how to create relationships. But I think sometimes the parents are even more scared than the children of having friends. Hey, if you guys want to jump on, the link is there. Let me put the link on. If anybody wants to jump in and have this conversation, let's see. It's kind of early still. It's still a little early, so we could talk about this. If anybody wants to jump on, the link is right there. I also pinned it. It's pinned. All right. So just so you guys know. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. We spent a lot of time in the creek and under bridges before the bumps took over. Yeah, bro. But even the bumps is a symptom, bro, of shit that we don't take care of as a society. Because there's a lot of mental health issues in those people, and a lot of drug addiction that a lot of times is used to cope with mental issues. So it's a little vicious cycle there. We call that smear the queer in the town of Gooners. All right. Let's see. Taco, haha, I heard the same. Okay, let's see. Ugo, I used to do that bus pass thing, right? When you went to Grant, okay. See, I went to high school just the first year, bro, and I only went to mess around. After that, I dropped out. I went to a couple of continuations. I would go to the continuation and I would do all my work for like about 2-3 semesters, and then all of a sudden I would just stop, and I didn't finish high school till I was in the boys' home, bro. But I remember Grant. I used to go to Grant. Man, we used to go to all the high schools, almost all over LA, bro. Just fucking around, just to meet girls and shit. Once school bus passes were discovered, I was all city at that point. Remember, I became the city's unknown lost traveler. All right, yeah, I don't know what you guys are talking about. Let's see. I used to do that bus pass thing, right? Yeah, man. Let's look at this. You say you want open speech, but keep getting turned up. If you were respectful, you wouldn't get timed out. But see, you're already, this link is there. Run circles. You're stupid. Let's see. The past thing, and it's still free. Oh, that's cool. Well, no, we used to have to pay, man, for the bus pass. You had to pay, and then they gave you a sticker every month. So after I don't remember if it was monthly, you had to buy a new sticker, I don't know if it lasted 3 months. I don't remember, man. It was a long time ago. Woke up with Pastor John Cookie Wheel song stuck in your head. Run circles around your tree. These guys talking about run circles around what? Like, what are you even talking about? Fucking dummy, man. Let's see. 80 summertime, the OGs would catch us behind the community center and shave heads ball. Really? Damn. That was like a hazing, huh? Like a neighborhood hazing? That's fucked up, bro. Have you guys seen that movie? What's that movie called? But it's like a 70s movie where they would like go around and paddle like the kids on the last day of school. I forgot what it was called, man. Okay, yeah. So the link is there, guys. Who brings the joy? Who brings the flavor? Bang bang them books. Frank Adu. Let's see. Frank Taco's gonna put you on the lista. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Flavor Mexican and El Salvador. That's right. We didn't take the buses, kids. We rode the trolley. Wow. Where did you grow up where you took the trolley? That's crazy. Frisco? I know in Frisco they had the trolley. I don't know anywhere else they had trolleys. Let's see. Roxanne said in the past the blowfish would not. Yeah, probably. Yeah, Dazed and Confused. Yeah, that's a good movie, bro. That's a good movie. That's a good movie. Let's see. He probably does carry roofies ready to. All right. All right. So, yeah. I think that a lot of social programs need to come back, but obviously all of those are taxpayer type funded programs. And a lot of people don't know that they're voting against that shit because they believe they're politicians. And I'll just say that. I'll just leave it at that. A lot of times we complain that there aren't many more programs as there were in the past, but it's because we've voted against them. You know? Hey man, he probably does carry. Okay, let's see. Yeah, Dazed and Confused with Frank with Ben Affleck. I think it was. Yeah, I think Ben Affleck comes out in it. I'm not sure when a young Ben Affleck. I don't remember, bro. I know that Matthew McConaughey comes out in it as an old ass weirdo. Yeah. Okay. I'm from Southern San Diego. Yeah. Okay. I know it. Yeah, because I was like from down south, but I don't remember the trolley. So they had a trolley in San Diego. That's interesting. See, I need to know more about stuff like that. That would be interesting to talk about. Just like different things, because there were so many things that don't exist anymore. There's a lot of things that don't exist anymore. I mean, I know that there were trolleys in LA at some point too. But they just all of that is taxpayer funded shit. Taco, you beat me to it. Yeah. Now, what are some of the things that I would have loved to have had back in the day that we have now? Obviously, the internet, right? The internet. But look, I don't know if you guys remember, but I remember I used to love going into like the school library and just going through the encyclopedias like one after the other. I would go A, B, Z, all the way to Z in all the different collections, because they would have like up to 5-10 different collections of encyclopedias in public schools. And I would go through all of them. And I remember that the illustrated encyclopedias were the shit. With like the animals and all of that. And I remember reading a lot of stuff in those encyclopedias. I remember that there was a witchcraft section in the W of one of the encyclopedias, and I remember reading about it, like, because it would explain what witchcraft was, when it came up, things that we now look up Wikipedia for. But yeah, encyclopedias, I think it should be mandatory that kids read. I don't know how mandatory it is now. Like, kids should have to read and give book reports. Remember book reports? I know that some of them were a pain in the ass, man, but reading and then having to do a book report on what you read, that was like a way of knowing if this kid read the fucking book or not. Taco saying, what up? Yeah, what up? The trolley of Free in Riverside? Okay. That's cool. I wish they had more trolleys, man. But book reports, I think book reports. So yeah, so one thing that from nowadays that I would love to have known in the past or have had in the past, the internet. Like, what do you think life would have been like back in the 90s, guys, if we had the internet? Or do you think people would have stopped going out because of the internet? Because we were like, I remember the 90s, we were all over the place. Remember raves and parties and going to like the Florentine Gardens? Well, those of us that grew up around LA and all the different like clubs like Circus and all that shit. Like, I mean, I wasn't a raver, but I knew dudes from dance crews and girls from dance crews, and they would take us. Like, they were like, you guys want to go? Fuck it, let's go. We would go to these parties and there was nothing but ravers, but we were there chilling, dancing and shit. You know, we wouldn't dance like this. We wouldn't do the box. We would just raise our hand and do same move, but it would be this at them raves, man. Those used to be the shit. Let's see. Roxanne, it says, really? Jersey has a trolley? Like a trolley? Not the ones you drive on the street, but in the. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, trolleys are the shit. Let's see. Taco, I love looking at the seven wonders of the world. Remember? Yeah, man, I used to love it. That used to be see all of that stuff, bro. And I think that a lot of that like knowledge stuck around a lot more. Like because I still remember a lot of that stuff that I only read, and I read through it when I was growing up in these encyclopedias, but I still remember that. I still remember. Like I still remember when Pluto was a planet. Now it's not. Right. We had the party line. Remember the party line? Yeah, the party line. Candy flip raise. Yeah, remember? Man, the map points. So there's a lot, like all of that social stuff I would love to see. And, but obviously as a parent, I would love there to be supervision. But I think that kids would grow up, would experience so much more knowing people from all of the things that we were able to experience when we were young. You know? I used to laugh at the cuddle puddles and Binky Babies. Yeah, remember that? Oh, yeah. Let's see. Roxanne, what Kelly says. Frank, were you a rebel growing up with the or the groovers or groomers? Not groovers, I think it was groovers with the V, because groomers is something else. Nah, I was a street kid. I was more inclined to the gangbangers, but I wasn't a gangbanger. But I was more in that side of the tracks. Let's see. Pluto will always be a planet to me. Yeah, me too. Out of respect. Groovers, yeah, not groomers. I was like, groovers, fuck. No, I didn't hang out with no groovers. Fuck that shit. Groovers, I remember, and the rebels, like the break dancers, because they were already break dancers back then too. I wish I liked to read. Man, yeah, I think kids need to read a book. They need to do book reports. They need to read a book a week and do a book report at the end. And if they're not doing that in school, if you're a parent and you've got kids, you should be making your kids do that shit. Like my kids read, like they had to read, and they still read. Thank God, because they're in college. But I think that that's something that they should really learn how to do. We had the party line, etc. Yeah, I mean, we had a lot of different things, man, back in those days. But I think the internet, if we had the internet back then, it would have probably ruined our experience. That's what I think. I think it would have ruined our experience. Because we got a lot done. I remember going places everywhere, like with my friends, and we would ride bikes. I mean, just riding bikes was the shit. Remember getting a flat and having to go like to a gas station and getting it repaired? That used to be the bomb, man. Those were like adventures. Like you had to think outside the box. Remember getting together and wanting to go like buy a pizza, but not everybody had money. So you had to all chip in and see who had what. I'll pay you next time. Yeah, right. Well, you're gonna pay me next time. Yeah, man. Those were the days. Those were the days. Going and playing video games at the arcade, having battles, Street Fighter battles, man, Mortal Kombat battles at the arcade. There should be more arcades. Y2K. Internet ruined everything. I don't know, bro. I think the internet, but I also think law enforcement, because you couldn't really group together too much, right? If they saw 10 of you, they already like wanted you to disperse. They called it a fucking crowd, and it was only 10, people walking down the street. There was a lot of shit that made us go underground and not go out as much, and a lot of it had to do with just straight up fucking what's it called? Profiling, racial profiling. And that was going on before the internet. Let's see. We had it all minus the internet. Best time. Yeah. But, I just think the internet was is definitely something that we could have benefited from back then as well. Just from more from the communication aspect point. Like sometimes you didn't have a fucking quarter, you couldn't call, you couldn't make a phone call. You know what I mean? Like just making phone calls was a hassle if you were on the street and you didn't have fucking coins. Like you would go and try to get change sometimes. Remember trying to get change, how hard it was sometimes? Like they wouldn't want to give you change unless you bought something. And then that made it hard to use payphones. For me, arcades were the gateway for the underworld. It's true. It's true. A lot of shit was being done at them arcades. Donkey Kong. Playing Donkey Kong. There used to be this lady, Miss the priest, would pay us enough for a big gulp and nachos for listening to Bible verses. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool, man. Remember all those like groups, those after school groups, like people would set up. Those were cool, man. AOL, yeah, AOL kind of killed everything. But yeah, but the internet would have made a difference. Just communication wise, I think it's always good to be communicated. I think that is a definite must, regardless of the era. But I don't think you should have access to everything. Like the internet gives you access to shit. Like, I mean, you can go on the internet and just reminisce for hours, watching them old fucking, uh, those news reports from like the 90s. Hangman, of course, Pac Man, Dig Dug. Yeah, Dig Dug. Remember Dig Dug? And see, Turtles in Time was a hella yeah, Turtles in Time. Bitch, then the 150. Yeah, can you give me some, please? I still have some ice here. Oh, okay. Yeah, give me some of that old stuff. Yeah. I mean, there was a lot of stuff, and I just think that it should be available again, but I also think there's a lot of stuff now that we would have benefited from. Obviously, the internet is one, but I also think like remember folders like Trapper Keepers and shit like that. Like we used to carry some heavy ass backpacks, man. So I think that's where the internet and technology helps us. Because remember carrying them fucking big ass backpacks and having to cover your books with paper, because if not, they would fucking charge you at the end of the year for damages and shit. Man. Yeah, Spy Hunter Qbert. Thank you, son. Pole position. That's cool. Thank you. Peace. Yeah. Early internet was only JPEGs and text. Yeah, so I mean, the internet should have stayed in its early stages for a while. Yeah, but that's where I see it could have benefited if it was that way still. Like back in the day, if we would have had the internet just for communication purposes, it would have been cool. I think that would have helped us out a lot. And I like the internet. I mean, we wouldn't be doing this that we're doing, right? If it wasn't for the internet. But the internet has also opened up a lot of channels for the degenerates and the depraved. And once again, that's why we're out here. That's why we're here doing what we do. I tag all my homies' binders. Remember it? Man, I used to do that too, bro. Remember the peachy folders? The yellow folders with the sports, but inside you could just, man, we used to have a blast with those too. And fold them in four and put them in our back pocket. Used to be the shit. I miss payphones to call mom specifically, collect call to pick us up right quick, since we had a few free seconds to speak. Yeah, or Mama, aquí estoy en el tick. I remember that shit. I used to be crazy, remember? And that's where I think the internet helps, because it sucked being a kid. And sometimes you were far away. I remember being a kid and having an argument with the friend that you got in a ride, or you got a ride from, And then it was just awkward. Fuck, I got in a fight with this fool and I got to ride my ass back home with this. Like, that's the time where you just need to call someone to go pick you up. Be like, man, hey, come pick me up because I got into a fight with this fool, you know? What's up? Yeah. Let's see. Yahoo chat gave birth to Taco Stain. Yeah, that part. Yeah, man, because you can't avoid it sometimes. And see, and that's what I'm talking about those social, you know, those social events or going out with friends. It taught you, it taught you things. It taught you life lessons. It even taught you how to maneuver. Like, what happens if I'm in a jam? Like, I can't get a ride from these people because now we're at odds. How do I get home? Like, so the internet helped, but I think that all of those things helped us experience difficulty. Like, what do you do in the face of difficulty when you got the odds stacked against you? All of a sudden, like, first you were cool, you thought you were having a good night out, but then all of a sudden you don't get along with the person you got a ride from. Like, how do you handle that? Like, those are real life issues where you need to use your brain. You need to use your ingenuity to move behind that, to get along, to overcome it. Let's see. Emergency breakthrough calls via the operator. Yeah, remember? Let's see, Roxanne. Yeah. We grew up more independent than the kids. And there's a fine line, right? There's a fine line because we also talked about, like with the hangman, and I'm sure many of us would travel distances that our parents would not even know. Right? Go to ditching parties in another fucking county and shit. Like, I remember I was in San Bernardino in fucking junior high. And I lived in the San Fernando Valley and shit. You know what I mean? I remember going to Oxnard, going to places like that. I remember going to Solvang with friends just to fuck around. We just went to Solvang one day. We just fucking rode buses until we got all the way over there. And then on the way back, same shit. We got home late as fuck. I remember that. Man, so, so there's a fine line, right? With how independent you should be as a kid. But I feel like we learn from those outings. We learn from those moments, Let's see, Papa. I miss getting 15 CDs for a penny from Colombia. Remember going to Sam Goody or Tower Records and listening to the CD before you bought it? I used to love that shit, man. And you met people there too. Like, sometimes they were like, oh yeah, that's a good CD. Song 15 is bomb. Oh, say, all right, cool, gracias. You know what I mean? You're listening to something that someone already bought, and then they kind of give you pointers and shit, and you could share music right there. Like, you would see someone, hey, this group is pretty good. Oh, really? Oh, okay, cool. Like, all of that. Like, I miss all of that stuff. I miss that stuff. We old. Hell yeah. Look, I think you're older than me, Ghost. But I'm old. I'm going to be 50 this year. I'm going to be 50 this year, bro. Yeah, the latchkey kids, brother. We all had our keys, bro. Or it would be hidden in a fake rock by the plant and shit. Everybody knew that the key was there. All the neighbors and shit. Shout out to the baby pug. She graduated. Oh, yeah. Hey, shout out baby pug. That's right. Ghost, not old, wise. That's right. Like, whoa, in the Dino. Okay. Let's see. I grew up. I'm sorry. Let me see this. I grew up hella fast, especially because all the older homies were 7 years older than the. Yeah. I mean, we had a lot of older friends too, bro. I mean, I remember hooking up with older girls, bro. I remember being like 13, 14 and hooking up with like 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, man. I mean, it's stuff that happened, bro, and that we know now that it was wrong. Now that we look back on it, now that we look at this generation, now that we look at our kids, we're like, fuck, yeah, I wouldn't want my kids out there doing that shit. So that's what I'm saying. There's limits. There's limits to just how social kids should be, but we were out there just doing like grown-up shit at 13, 14. I miss all the cheap costing foods from fast food joints. Yeah, bro. Remember the fucking $2 Chinese joints or the $2.50 all you can eat? Man, those were bomb. I used to love the egg rolls. Fuck, I miss all that shit. It was cheap. Cheap. I mean, I didn't care if where they got the meat from, bro. It tasted good. Those 250 all you can eat Chinese food places were fucking Bombay. I would love to have one of those close by. You know? Let's see. Taco stand. Que dice aquí taco stand. And the information superhighway. I mean, it has its perks, bro, but it should have stayed limited for a long time. That's what I think. Pressing record on the tape deck. Yeah, remember recording off the radio, bro? And remember putting paper in the cassette so that you could record? Like, man, I used to do all that shit. Let's see. My dad would get pissed when I lost my house keys. I used to lose jackets, bro. Because I would have lockers all over junior high and all over high school. I would have like 2-3 lockers, bro. And sometimes I would leave my jackets in the locker and I forget like which locker. And eventually someone would find that shit. Live and learn. Yeah. Hey, Runner's Plug. Hey, man. Shout out to you, Runner's Plug. Thank you so much for that super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you, man. God bless you. May He multiply it 1,000-fold, bro. Thank you so much for everyone that donates. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, man. Thank you, Pugs. Thank you so much. Hey, Popeye. Thank you so much for the donation, brother. Thank you so much. Hey, man, you guys, God bless you guys. Let's see. Bro, shout out to Baby Pugs. She graduated the 6th grade. Hey, shout out to Baby Pugs. Graduated the 6th grade, man. Hey, those are time capsules. You know what I mean? Those are little time capsules that we hold and we cherish, bro. Like, I got all those pictures with my kids, man. That's that. Thank God for your little girl, and thank you so much, Pugs. Thank you so much. Yeah, I can't. What? I can't. So, I can't go cat fried rice. Hey, you never know, bro. Hey, shout out to you, Popeye. Thank you so much. Keep doing your thing and being who you are, Armando. Much love, respect. Hey, thank you, bro. I am who I am. This is who I am. This is who you're gonna have all the time. You know what I mean? This is just me. I love spending time with you guys, being able to chop it up and just bounce things off of you guys, man. Because I know that we all relate. We can all relate to reminiscing about things in the past that we would love to have now. Remember Walkmans? Remember when Walkmans came out? That was cool, man. And then they had the more sophisticated ones with the equalizers on the thing and everything, man. Man, I used to love my Walkman, bro. Yeah, congrats to the Pugita. Congrats to the Pugita. That's right. Hey, Hangman, thank you, man. God bless you, bro. May the Lord multiply it, bro. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, man. You guys are awesome, man. I really appreciate the support that you guys always demonstrate and show towards me, bro. God bless all of you in the chat. Those of you that hit the like button, those of you that leave a comment, that jump on, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I think there's always things that we can talk about. And sometimes we lose these opportunities to have conversations, So sometimes I want to use my platform to do just that. And I think I'm going to be doing this Talking Papas thing every day, Monday through Friday. I'm probably going to do lives a little more. And I'm going to do videos as well. Today, I'm taking the day off from doing more videos or clipping anything. But I'm going to go back to that. I'm always going to put out videos. I'm going to always put out shorts. I'm going to try to do as much as I can, to put content out there, guys. Because, I know that you guys watch my stuff. I know other people enjoy it. I really appreciate it. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. If you haven't hit the like button, please hit the like button. We're trying to make the channel grow. We're trying to continue to put out content, put out stuff that we can all enjoy. Skittles and Joker are going to copy this topic for their I mean, I'm sure other people have talked about stuff like this, but it's stuff that we can all talk about. Let's see, Jay Slaughter. When you could drop a Walkman off a building and it'll still work. Now my phone will scratch. Yeah, bro. Now we have. That's one thing I don't like is that we depend on our phone so much, bro. I used to love having different devices for everything. You know what I mean? If I want to listen to music, I'll turn on my stereo, put on my Walkman, whatever. If I want to watch something, I'll put it on the TV, whatever. But now I can do everything on my phone. I mean, it's practical, but at the same time, it's like, fuck, man. You lose that like sense of space, even. Because the living room was the living room, the kitchen was the kitchen. Now everything can be your living room. You can be at a restaurant and you're watching a game. You know what I mean? So yeah, I feel you, bro. Hey, thanks, guys. Hey, thank you, runners, for sharing, man. Thank you, running. Hey, give her a big hug for all of us, bro. Give her a big hug for all of us, man. God bless you, bro, and your family, and everybody that's in here. Your kids, your family. God bless them all. I really truly love all of you guys that come in here, show your respect, and constantly support me. Thank you so much. Hey, brother Ghost. Thank you so much, Ghost, for your $10, bro. Thank you so much. Hey, I hope it's multiplied 1,000-fold in everything, bro. In health, in prosperity, and just good times, man. Sometimes we need good times. Hey, what's up, Oakland? Nice to see you, Oakland. Everything. We're right here chilling. I'm gonna be on here for probably maybe another 40 minutes. The link is right there. If anybody wants to jump on and wants to have a conversation with me, you can go ahead and do so. I linked it. The link is there. It's up on the top. It should be pinned. Okay. So, yeah, nice to see you, Oakland. Shout out to Oakland. Shout out to Oakland, everything. Shout out to the Hangman Stranger. Shout out to Runner's Pug. Shout out to everybody, man. To the Hangman Stranger. To all of you. To Ghost. All of you guys. To Popeye. Thank you so much. Oh, man. Thank you so much, Runner's Pug. Hey, man. Hey, the Pugs out. Hey, thank you so much, bro. Thank you so much. Enjoy your time, Pugs. Enjoy your time. But thank you. God bless you, bro. Hey, man. Thank you so much. Platicando potatoes. Yeah, platicando potatoes, bro. I felt like a cheapskate. Shut up, bro. Hey, bro. Anything is a blessing, bro. And thank you for blessing me, bro. Don't even feel that way, bro. Semi, hey, what's up? Southern Cali Life, what's up, brother? What's up? Thank you so much. Sending mine too. I remember bumping the Simpsons album over and over again. Hey, I brought the baby pug to Knott's. Ah, that's cool, man. See, I miss Knott's Berry Farm, places like that. I buy the jam, though. I can buy the jam down here. Hey, so, you know, I mean, obviously things have to change, right? Things have to change. Thaw runner spot, yeah. So and we can accept, and I think we have to accept changes, and I think we have to make the most of changes. But I also think that there's a lot of things from the past that would also benefit us. Just spending time with other people, having workshops. Like I remember, I don't even know if do they still have like metal shop and wood shop? Because those used to be bomb too, or trades that you could learn at school. I think all of that should be done. Let's see, Runner's Pug, Miss Saludos at Snoopy. Yeah, hey, Runner's Pug, say hi to Snoopy for us. That's right, Slaughter. Not Six Flags, Mr. Knott's is my favorite. Hey, look, Six Flags, Magic Mountain was always my shit, bro. I like Knott's. I like the area around Knott's and the farms and everything. I like that. But as far as like entertainment and amusement park, Six Flags is top, bro. And like I think I told you guys, I was banned for about a year from Six Flags. Well, once because they caught me because we got into a fight. Another time because we were smoking on the ride, and people were asking like, "Hey, what's up?" And we started passing the joint around. And then my homeboy he had some weed, and they're like, "Hey, you guys have more? We can buy." We started slanging. My friend was slanging weed, in Magic Mountain on the line, and they caught us with the camera. They let us get on the ride. Like we got on the ride. It was Viper. We got on Viper. So they let us get on Viper, made it all the way down, and when we got off, the security guys were waiting for us, and that's when they kicked us out. Yeah, we had good times, man. But that's what I'm talking about. Like those were good times, but now when I think about it, I wouldn't want my kids out there like that. You know what I mean? Fuck, we could have gotten arrested. I'm glad they didn't arrest us though. They let us go. Yeah. Used to borrow thinking the same shit. That's crazy. Yeah. Let's see, Mr. Oxnard. I'm driving right now. Shout out to Frank and all the explosive family. Hey, shout out to you, Mr. Oxnard. Drive safely, man. Drive safely. All right. Want you to get home safe and sound. Okay, so you can continue enjoying the lives, continue jumping on, continue being the support. Thanks so much for your support for your family. God bless you, Mr. Oxnard. Yeah, we're over here talking papas. I think I'm gonna be doing this every day. Shouting you guys out, having you guys come on if you want to. Whoa. Talking papas, talking papas. No, but we're not really talking papas. We know that talking papas means talking masa. And if you know what talking masa means bullshitting, just talking bullshit. I mean, we're shooting this shit here, but we're talking real shit. We're talking real shit about real topics, And I think at the end of the day, we have to look at the bright side of things as much as we can. There are things that we're not going to be able to change or hold back. Like people using emojis now. Like a lot of people would rather use emojis than actual words. Hey, man, that's a part of language. Language evolves. We're going back to the hieroglyphics. You know what I mean? Let's see. My IDs are the first on Viper. Okay. Let's see. Taco, you had the Spanish Simpsons up. Mr. Oxnizzle, yeah. We're going back to hieroglyphics. Now people want to write in just emojis. Like, have you ever written a response just with like 2-3 emojis and the person knew exactly what you were talking about? Like we can recognize now what these emojis mean, like how we're using them, how we're interpreting our thoughts. It's a part of language now. Now, there are going to, the language purists will have an issue with that. We'll have an issue with emojis. To me, it's like, it either becomes fully ingrained in our language or it doesn't. But either way, you can't stop it. We can't stop it. You know what I mean? Things will change. Nah, Slaughter, just dub music in general. Okay. Let's see. I love making mixtapes for the homie. I used to make mixtapes too. But anyways, yeah, I think another thing that I would have loved to have had back then were like flat TVs, like flat screens and big flat screens like the ones we have now. Just because TVs used to take up so much space, man. I remember we had back then, like a 35-inch TV was a big fucking TV. And it was like a 35-inch TV, but then it had like the whole wooden top, speakers, the fucking knobs in it. But it had the cable inputs and everything. But man, those used to be some big ass, heavy ass TVs, and they would almost work double as furniture because you could put shit on top of it. But yeah, I like flat screens. I think flat screens would have been a definitely welcome back in the 90s. Remember those games, like those prolific basketball games, man. Those Laker championships, those legendary Super Bowls. Like if we would have had those flat screens, big screens back then, man, that would have been the shit. 7 flags. Blockchain world is running in circles. Yeah, I guess. I don't even see him. I'm a DJ. Taco. Oak and everything. Yeah. Yeah, so I think flat screen TVs, the big screen TVs, we needed those back in the day. Because there was a lot of stuff we could have watched on those. But yeah, there's so much. I think that we just have to be grateful. like for in my case, I'm grateful that I was born when I was born because I saw the 8 tracks, 45s, the LPs. So I saw all of those forms of music. I saw cassette tapes, CDs, laser discs. I saw all of those formats. And then, when we started seeing MP3s and all of these things, saw all of those formats. So I think that I was born like in the right time. I was born in the right time to see all of this technology like evolve and then go away because the CDs, they evolved, they went away, and now they're making a comeback. And I think that it's important to own the music. I think it's important to own physical copies of the music. I can only imagine one day they just pull the plug like we've talked about on the collective, and all of your playlists on Spotify and Apple Music and now even YouTube, right? YouTube Music and all of that shit is just going to disappear. Like, what are you going to be left with? That's right, Sergio Frank. Okay. Let's see. I think there's a huge misconception that all change is good just because it's normalized or accepted by the mass. I agree. The thing is, Jay Slaughter, is that change, the only way that you can avoid change is by going against the grain. And then when you start going against the grain, then you truly start getting out of society. Even in little shit like that. Because you like to have a stereo, for example, that plays records and plays cassettes and CDs and shit like that. Like, you really have to look for it off grid now. Now you can buy like the newer versions of these devices, but they're not of the same quality as the ones that were made back in the day. You know what I mean? Let's see. Analog, still my favorite for music. Yeah, I like analog. I like digital too, though. I mean, it's remastered. We'll say remastered, right? I like remastered music. Let's see. Absolutely, if you love an album, you must own a physical copy. Or yeah, you must try. You must try. With my son, I have a friend in the States who sends me CDs. He constantly sends me like 20, 30 CDs. Like, he'll send a package to his family, and then his brother will call me up. Hey, my friend, he's like, hey, he sent you CDs. All right, cool. So we meet up, and it'll be like 30, 40 CDs and old school shit. So I'm building my CD collection just from what he sends me. If I were emoji, I'd be on the wheels of steel. Yeah, remember the old techniques, man. See all of those things, bro. Jay's right, reading the liner notes while yeah, remember reading the liner notes? That used to be bomb. Remember when you used to buy the cassettes and the cassettes had the lyrics but also the liner notes? Those used to be cool, man. See, that's stuff that should still be made, but I don't know if it's because of paper. They don't want to use paper, whatever, that they don't do it anymore. I don't know, man. Liner notes were cool. Like, that's how you got your information. Like, you even knew like the samples, like the song samples they used off of the liner notes. Like, even before Genius, right? Before Genius existed, you went into the liner notes, and that's how you discovered the lyrics. And you pretty much could tell like what it was that they were talking about. If you followed a certain artist and they were dissing someone, I mean, you knew exactly who it was. MP3 made life easier. But easier isn't always good, bro. I mean, look, I'm grateful for MP3s when I discovered them, because there was like I told you guys, when I came down here with nothing. So I had to start with like the bare essentials. But once I was like, with a good job, house, everything, with my family, I started thinking about like the other things, and music was one of them. And so I started downloading a lot of musics in MP3 form, and then I would burn the disc. Back in the day, I would burn the disc to put on my CD player or on my Xbox, So I would play music that way. I wouldn't always play it off my computer. But yeah, but when But then when I went back to like having physical CDs and shit. Yeah, there's no comparison, bro. I don't know, bro. Having a turret type of, yeah, yes, it is. But the convenience of digital media is nice, but it's a bad idea to. But yeah, I I agree. I have the same MP4. Hey man, look, right now I deal in MP4s because when I create the videos that I create, I that's how I download them. I download them as MP4s once they're all put together. Like I can download them as MOV, like movie, but I don't. I'm gonna try it and see if that changes anything. And see, to gamble buying albums based on the cover art. Hey man, you'd be surprised. Like sometimes you would run into some straight gems. Sometimes you would run into some bullshit. Maybe one good song. Sometimes an album was only good because of the one single that came out, and then all the other songs were doo doo. That happened a lot. And see, Apple took out MP3. Yeah, yeah. I mean, Apple's always been different, bro. They always been different. Sorry, you ain't lying. Let's see. Is Amoeba open? I don't know, bro. You would have to have someone that's. I've been down here 26 years, my friend. 26 summers. I also have books, burned CDs that I drew. Yeah, because that's what we used to do. Ftdk, CS does all the games. I used to have a chipped Xbox, and I would buy downloading. I would download games for it and burn them on CDs. And see, how did anyone have a Palm Pilot? Nah, I didn't, bro. Interesting. I would have to look for it. Yeah, so I think that there's a lot of stuff that we would benefit from, right? If we could have it nowadays. I also see how there's stuff now that we would have been able to benefit from back in the day. But every era has its own thing. I just think that it's important to understand like the history of a lot of shit. And I think it's important to know that there's always been something similar in the past, or an idea at least of things that we see now. No, the human creative process is only limited by the materials that it has at its disposal to make things work. Right? A lot of things, are have to do with minerals. Do you have the right minerals? Do you have the right technology or codes to make something work? So I think that that's when it comes to science or no, let me say this: when it comes to technology, there's always going to be something new, but I think that it's always going to be tailored around our human experiences because we're still going to listen to music, we're still going to watch TV, we're still going to eat, we're still going to talk to people, we'll still want to put our faces out there and have social media. So technology is always going to cater to those things that we enjoy. Okay. Slaughter, what's up? I saw I'm creeping on a couple up on the cassette. I have it on CD. Hey, what's up, PT? What's up, man? Saludos, Frank and Chad. Just got home. Let's get. Oh, that's cool, bro. That's cool. We're talking about things that we would have loved to have, that I would like to see nowadays from back in the day. And I was talking about social situations, just going out to the parks, playing games outside with friends, football, whatever, but also things that we would have benefited from in the past, like the internet, but like a limited internet, not like we see it now. So that's what we're talking about. Who bites the apple? Rest in peace. Exposed to, yeah, exposed to in the house. Science, ET. Yeah, that's right. I think my brother does as well, Slaughter. Okay, so yeah. I mean, I think technology obviously is helpful. We would not be doing what we're doing now. I would not be able to broadcast this and come live to you from where I am for free if it wasn't for the technology that we have at hand. I mean, let's keep it real. So I can't knock the fact that we have this technology. And I know that I could probably be doing this with my phone, but I choose to do it from the laptop. I think it's clearer and it's got, obviously it has more power than my phone. But I could easily be live streaming from my phone. So yes, the pros are always there, right? That is a big fucking pro. But there's also the cons, right? There's also the cons. The fact that none of this is in physical form unless I decide to download it and burn it on a CD. And I don't know if people are doing that. Now I don't know if people are burning their lives, in their channel, like the stuff that they put on their channel. I don't know if people are holding copies of it. I think I'm gonna start doing it now that I'm thinking about it. Shit, why not? You know? Let's see. First generation iPod was a game changer. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Let's see. Palm Pilot, haz de cuenta que smartphone without the phone, without the. Okay. It was an organizer type of thing. Touchscreen. Felt very techy. No one else around me had one. Oh, okay. Okay, cool. So it was like a little, like a palm, like a little palm PC. Because I know they had like little PCs back then too. Yeah. All right. I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, and of course it had solid. Remember the worm game? Yeah. Oakland. Sort of like a blueberry. Yeah, sort of like a blueberry, but without the blueberry. Remember, there's a video, the Nelly video with the girl from Destiny's Child, the one. I need you. I want you. Remember that? She's on this thing and she's texting on Excel. That's just funny. Do you guys ever see that? Let me pull up that video. That's just funny. Hold on. Kelly, was it Kelly Rowland? Yeah, Kelly Rowland on Excel. Yeah, here we go. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna put this. Okay, so check this out. If you guys remember this video, okay, this is the Kelly Rowland Nelly video. Let me go ahead and put it right here. Okay, let me make it big. Give me a second, guys. Okay, like that. And let me just put it on the screen. Here we go. Okay. So I want you guys to check out. She's gonna be texting. She's gonna be texting. She's gonna be texting. Wow, you guys are gonna see. And I think that she's gonna come clean about it on this video. So let's look at that. Hold on.
Love you, I do.
Come on, girl.
And it's more than you ever know.
Look. So look.
It's for sure.
Did anybody?
Look, we're gonna do that. We're gonna look at that. Look at what she's writing on. Look, that's an Excel screen on her Nokia. So that wasn't like a real text. So this is on that video. But look, let me play it. Look, that's Excel. It says, "Where are you at? Holler when you get here." If she's
Did
mad,
anybody?
how's Nelly gonna get that message if it was on Excel? Look, that's an Excel screen.
It's for sure.
Did anybody address that at the time?
No. And I'm actually mad at them that they didn't because they made me look nuts.
Kelly Rowland weighing in on her texting via Excel to Nelly in their Dilemma music video.
It's as normal as you want it to be.
No matter what I do, all I think
Yeah. Well, texting on a spreadsheet. Yeah, she said she sent him a Pareto chart of how much she loved them. Oh man, yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, bro. That's my song. But did you see that? So that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. She was using Excel to text Nelly. I never caught that, and I watched that video numerous times. You're good, Frank. But that's famous. A lot of people knew about that shit. I didn't know about it till like years. I mean, I found out about it years ago, but yeah, man, it's one of those weird things, you know. It's one of those weird things. But you know, there's always been. I mean, we were talking the other night on the collective about the Jetsons. Remember the Jetsons? Like they had so much technology in those cartoons that we now see. Like if you look at a Jetsons um cartoon, almost everything there. The only thing that's missing now are the flying cars, but they already invented them. They're just not. They're just too expensive. But there are flying cars now. They kind of look like drones. Some they are like human sized drones now that you can fly and navigate with, but they're too expensive still. Let's see. I thought I bought. Oh, let's see. I thought the Game Boy Advance was ahead of us. You know, we had my children had the Game Boy Advances and things like that. The DS, all those little Game Boys, those were cool. I mean, they were advanced, bro, for their time, you know. But I remember watching like these Tokyo like promotional videos from back in like 87, like 88, 87, and they already had cell phones with cameras. And they already had cables to printers to print out the pictures. Like they were ahead of their time. I mean, it was novelty shit, but it was this it became the technology of cell phones everywhere. Let's see. Oakland, I loved my Nokia with a full physical split keyboard. Yeah, you could upload MP3s as ringtones. Remember? Yeah, I had a good Nokia too with a good phone. Those had good cameras. Yes, the Jetsons. I felt that the first time I was on FaceTime. Yeah, remember? Yeah, straight up. Back to the Future. You know what? So I only like Back to the Future 1. And I like Back to the Future 2. There's only two parts I like about Back to the Future 2. When they're in the city, like in the city part, and you see like the movie theater, whatever, and where he buys the almanac. Okay, I like that part of the movie. And I also like the part of the movie where they're inside the house, right? What's funny is that fax is the science. Remember, fax is like there's faxes all over the house, but there's screens everywhere. So those are the two parts of I like from the Back to the Future part 2. I don't like part 3. I enjoy part 1. And they used a lot of scenes from part 1 in part 2 because the studio rushed them to make part 2 because of how much of a blockbuster part 1 was. Let's see. First documented text was in the Nelly video on Excel. But it wasn't a text, bro, because she did it on Excel. That's crazy. That's crazy. Let's see. My Palm Pilot came with a stylus pen. Look at you. You're all there. We're not really doing anything because did it have internet though? It did have internet, didn't it? Let's see. I have still never once done a video call. Well, I guess once when my nephew was born. I have, bro. I've done it with because I got my family. They all live, in the States. So I've done it with my sisters, my parents. Not all the time. Usually we just speak on the phone, but like when we talk. But I have done video calls a lot. Keep it that way, Slaughter. Right. Let's see. What about the Sony Mini Disc? Remember the Sony Mini Disc? That was cool, but it was, there's a lot of stuff like floppy disks. Like all of the stuff they were good ideas, but they were limited to the size. But imagine a 2 tera floppy disk. That'd be crazy. Movie night. Yeah, we're gonna do movie night. That'll be tomorrow night. I think there's a collective tonight, if I'm not mistaken. But there is going to be a movie night Friday. So I'm going to set it up. I'm going to do like the art for it. I'm going to have what's it called? A vote. I'm going to choose 3 movies and I'm going to put the poll. So you guys choose which movie we're going to watch. I'll do that between today and tomorrow morning. Yeah, so we're going to have movie night on the Discord this coming Friday. after whatever lives there are. I don't know. When's Ladies of Exposed to gonna be? Is it tonight or tomorrow night? Please let me know if someone can tell me. I seen multiple Waymo cars in Frisco. Okay. I don't trust those, bro. I don't trust them. I would get into one and ride around in one, like I'll try it out, but I don't trust them, bro. I just don't trust them. The first GPS in a car was in a 1994 Oldsmobile. All right, cool, cool, cool. Because does your family ever visit? Yeah, yeah, they come. My dad comes more often. My dad comes like sometimes twice a year. My mom comes once every other year, like once every 2 years usually. My mom, like she tries to come every year, but it's usually every 2 years. But yeah, they come down. My sisters have come down too. Let me see. No internet, but I could sync stuff with other. Oh, okay. Yeah, like Bluetooth. Yeah, yeah. But that's but you see how it was in its infancy, right? It was all in its infancy back then. Are we gonna watch the 50 Shades? Nah, I'm gonna choose some movies. I want you guys to watch movies, or I want to put you up on game with certain movies that maybe aren't too common but are great. But I'm also gonna have you, if there are suggestions like moving forward, I'll take suggestions too, and we'll vote on them. You know, yeah. So we'll do that. Let's see. Bluetooth changed the world. Before Bluetooth, there was infrared. Remember, there was also infrared. Some phones came with you could pass files with the infrared of the phone. Let's see. I remember McKinley Avenue before it had infested the trees. There were still squirrels and birds chirping. Not anymore. That's awesome, bro. All right, cool, cool, cool. Yeah, GameCube, Via Trust, PS2. The PS2 was cool. GameCube went hard though. Yeah. All right. So yeah, hey, what's up, Facto? Nice to see you, man. Nice to see you. Thank you for stopping by. Hey man, thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for spending some time with me on this live. I just wanted to talk a few papas. I'm gonna be doing this every day. If you guys ever want to jump on and have a conversation with me, I'm always gonna put the link up there. You know, it's all good. Just we're gonna keep it respectful and always talk about things that I think are cool that we can talk about. And if it gets deep, it gets deep. But more than anything, just to chop it up, have a conversation with you guys. I want to thank everybody that donated so much. Thank you so much to everyone. Let me go back here and just mention every single one of you. Give me a second. So Runner's Pug twice, man. Thank you so much, Runner's Pug. Popeye, thank you, man. Thank you so much for your donation. Hangman Stranger, thank you so much, brother. Ghost donated as well. Man, God bless all of you guys, and may the Lord multiply all of that, man. I really appreciate the support that you guys demonstrate. Right, a lot of phones still have infrared, right? Yeah, you can still use them as a TV remote. Friday night, yeah, we're gonna have movie Friday night on the Discord. Stay tuned for that. I'm gonna do the artwork. I'm gonna select the movies so that I can put up a poll, and you guys are gonna choose the movie we're gonna watch. And yeah, hopefully we get so at least 5-6 people watching the movie. On the Discord, we can even talk while we're watching, so it's all good. All right, that's cool. Hey, man, so I'm going to jump off, guys. I'm going to jump off. I just want to thank you so much. Thank you so much. Shut up, hey, man. Shut up. Man, look, bro, God bless you, bro. And, you blessed me, man. You blessed me, and I truly appreciate that. I see where your heart is at, bro. That's what matters to me. You know what I mean? Make changes. I think eventually, at some point, McKinley wants something from the. Break yourself, hey man. Stupid. All right, guys. So I'm gonna come to a close. I'm gonna close this down. Once again, thank you to everyone. Thank you for all of you that stopped by to watch. Thank you for hitting the like. Those of you, if you subscribe, thank you. If you haven't subscribed, please do so James always was. Where's the cream? Your dog barking like he's talking to mine. Yeah, my dog's barking, but I think someone's coming. All right, yeah, that's right. Hey, thank you guys for being here. Shout out to everyone. I'm going to try to do this again tomorrow. Until then, we'll see you guys tonight with ET Live.